Thank you very much, Madam Chairperson. And I would like to join my previous colleagues, previous keynote speakers in thanking the OIC mission and the Peace Islands Institute for organizing this very important symposium. And particularly, I would like to thank Madam Rakhmetullin for a very comprehensive report and for the statement and address of the Secretary General. Dear colleagues, actually my ambassador was very eager to speak here, but unfortunately she has conflicting event, and at the same time she speaks at another event, and I hope that she would be the very relevant person to speak about women empowerment, but I will try my best to not to let her down. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, world religious leaders can persuade their followers choose the right way aimed at abolishing of negative trends on one hand and developing peace, harmony and accord on another. The world of today faces poverty, social injustice, cruelty and intolerance, and aggression nature and environment out of ignorance, prejudice and lack of ethics, values and principles. Hence, religious leaders need to eliminate these negative factors and to raise human consciousness, help humankind, despite its various controversial and sometimes even conflicting religious and spiritual principles, to go on this path through dialogue and cooperation, and seeing the unity of that in diversity. The role of religious leaders gains greater significance as global challenges. Global challenges, conflicts and hostility spread. While governments try to contain tension and unrest, they need to be supported by religious leaders who wield great influence as peacemakers and catalysts of change. The role of the government would be in this case to create an environment for freedom of faith, to promote inter alia in unofficial and informal interaction among parties in conflict in order to find strategies, influence public opinions, mobilize human and other resources to resolve conflict, and most importantly, to impart values for the younger generation. Hence, the dialogue between government and religion, between religion and society, and between religion and religion should assist in elaborating a joint roadmap to solve common challenges, with a focus on security, development, and human rights, based on mutual trust and confidence-building measures. Governments need religious leaders in the combat against terrorism, so as to eliminate negative ethnic and religious stereotypes which provide the glorification or justification of terrorist attacks. Cooperation between the state and religion are essential in reaching the Millennium Goals targets and overcoming challenges affecting development, such as economic and financial crisis, poverty, climate change, social injustice, for changing perception of people and preventing religious extremism and radicalism. Such a partnership can be forged by adopting holistic state policy or concept in the sphere of religion based on international best practices, establishing state agency responsible for monitoring of religious situation in the country, and encouraging all stakeholders, such as parliamentarians, the private sector, academia, scientists, researchers, civil society, and the media, and contemporary outlets of social networking to combine synergy between secular and religious values. Since Kazakhstan became independent in 1991, political, economic, judicial, and legislative and religious processes were moving parallel and simultaneously. Kazakhstan was determined to follow a path of stability, progress, and human rights and sustainable development, including the MDGs, with equal rights for all, including women. Kazakhstan, therefore, a Central Asian nation of 70 million inhabitants, of about 130 ethnic groups, and approximately 40 of the world's religions and denominations, thus far living in peace and harmony, has become a logical place to host initiatives that cross lines of faith and culture. President of Kazakhstan, Sultan Nazarbayev, had initiated in 2003 the Congress of Leaders of the World and Traditional Religions, with a view to promote tolerance, respect and global dialogue between religions and cultures. As the outcome of the first Congress, which took place in May 2012, the Council of Religious Leaders was created to focus on expansion of interaction and cooperation with other foreign and international organizations involved in the dialogue of cultures and religions. We hope it will also foster human dignity and human rights and support the work of the United Nations. Kazakhstan, as the first Eurasian chair of the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe in 2010, and in 2011-12 as the chair of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, continued to endeavor for 3 consecutive years to promote interfaith dialogue on regional and global stage. Kazakhstan also realizes that the leading world religions are phenomena in constant development and need some form of state support, which it has been providing through various means, such as safe haven to cultivate respect for the various religions, their traditions and holy places and sentiments of their adherents, enacting new legislation and instituting government agencies and mechanisms. Kazakhstan is highly committed to provide moral and spiritual education to children and youth to overcome the spiritual vacuum of human values and to strengthen the moral fabric of Kazakh society. This has given people immunity from dangers of their moral self-destruction. It also introduced measures to strengthen the positive traditions and the role of women in society and family. Besides the structured forum, discussions are conducted online on the moral education of children, particularly girls, adolescents, youth, and the support of family values and culture. The government uses all available possibilities to broaden the dialogue, reaching out also to women with their voices to be heard at every opportunity. Women are an integral aspect of all decision and policy making, participating actively in numerous important commissions and platforms, and also on peace forums and dialogues. New legislation promoting gender equality and mainstreaming have been introduced with greater educational opportunities for women's empowerment and raised the level of awareness of society. Thus, political process in conjunction with religious leaders has shaped to create a national culture in which not only is equal status beginning to be accorded to women, but one which their contribution is highly valued. I thank you very much.